good, right? Quick. Anyway, we're the Weiler Brothers. We got all our technical difficulties handled out. I got a new camera. Got a little better. You know, I got these tones going on here. Yeah, it's all right. I like it that way. I'm a Texas outlaw. How are you doing tonight, Jeffrey? What's
Doing
going
pretty
on?
good. Trying to get adjusted. My sound good over there?
Sounds great.
Sounds good? Good.
Sounds very lovely.
Awesome. Excellent. Excellent. How's the weather over there?
Oh, it's perfect, man. It's been
Perfect?
absolutely perfect weather for days. Like 4 or 5 days of 85 degrees, little wind blowing,
Can't get much better than
cool
that.
evenings, blue skies,
Been
slight
nice.
breeze, just everything you'd ask for on a perfect day.
Beautiful days. Beautiful days. That's nice. That's
How about
excellent.
over there?
It has been great, nice and just cool. I mean, it's hot if you stay out there, but I mean, whatever. Not bad. I think it's about the best time of year for this area over here.
Yeah, this is the best time. This and spring, of course,
Mhm.
fall and spring,
Yeah.
or our breaks from the brutal cold or the brutal heat.
Yeah.
People don't think it gets cold in Texas, but it get cold in Texas. I've had people
Oh,
that from the north go, "Oh no, it's freezing here," and it isn't even as cold. It's just the humidity and everything else that's involved.
mhm. Yep. And the heat is just another thing, man. I mean, even this year, it really hasn't hit the peak. You know how when it gets so intensely hot, you walk
No,
outside and the
a
creeks
little
like,
bit. It did maybe for like yeah. It did a little bit for maybe like two weeks there where it was kind of rough, but yeah, it's nothing a Texas blower can't handle.
nothing we hadn't handled before.
Anyway,
Right.
so what's going on tonight, man? There's a lot going on. Trump got the Rona, you know.
He did. He got the
Got,
Mascherano,
seems
and
like he's doing okay, even though the press is trying to make it sound like he's some kind of oh, he's not out of the woods yet. That's what the doctors say. That's what they put as a headline. He's
he
not out of the woods.
crawled into the helicopter. They're just like
No matter what.
they're
No
so
matter
terrible.
what. And I think it did kind of show. I hope some people can look back on their posts and that they made and go, wow, maybe I've got a problem. Because how can I possibly have this much hatred to a man? Because I saw a lot of vile tweets from the left about Trump that I was just like, man, look, I don't always agree with old Trump, but dang, man, why are you going to sit here and down him while he has caught the COVID? And the mask people are killing me too. Like, oh, it's because of the masks. No, it's not, man. It's not.
Uh,
It's
I
just
read
like the
through them
people that
too.
you're in contact with.
Well, I posted up there. I said, all you people posting these ugly, ugly comments on here, don't y'all realize that every one of these posts is being recorded?
Yeah,
What's going to happen,
yeah,
in the future if we do have somebody who's a total crazy and they go back
yeah.
through and start
And
reading
that's
all
what
these
kills me is like
stuff?
these people that are trying to pass these laws or trying to flood the Supreme Court, which has happened in other countries, and to the detriment of that country, by the way. Those things are terrible, man. You get a kangaroo court, you get laws that are passed the wrong way.
It's horrible.
On and on. The will of the people is becoming less and less of an instrument of our government, and we are in a serious situation. It's been happening since this shirt. I pulled it out of the old closet. TSA groping since 2001. Freaking fight for stuff, where I didn't want the federal government in our freaking airports and stuff. How funny is that now?
Hmm.
How funny is that now? That's how far we've came. I remember fighting my ass off with a sign that said, "Come and take it," with a tank on it, because the federal government said they were going to come in to the into Texas in a Dallas Fort Worth area airport and shut it down if we did not allow the TSA in. After the Texas House of Representatives voted unanimously not to have the federal government in our airports, unanimously, and it went
And
to
now
the
it's
Senate.
like everybody accepts it.
Everybody on the House of Representative level, which is the closest thing to the will of the people that you can possibly have in a government, said unprecedented 159-0, whatever the number was. 86. I don't know how many freaking.
Was that the Patriot? Was that the Patriot?
No, this was yes. Well, it was an implementation of something that happened after a terrorist attack when they were doing all that stuff, where they'd have the fake guy go onto the plane and they already were, you know what I'm talking about.
Two bomber guys and all those guys during that.
And so
they're trying to get a kind of timeline.
Yeah. So when all that was going on, what was I trying to say? Anyway,
it's like an amendment on top of the Patriot Act and the NDAA
said that they were going to come into Dallas-Fort Worth Airport and shut it down if they didn't accept the TSA. And so the Senate, Dewhurst, globalist Dewhurst came in there and he freaking told the Senate if they voted with the will of the House, that they would have those tanks in there, and it scared them, and they voted against it and overrode the freaking House of Representatives on a unanimous vote.
That was the Texas House.
That was the Texas House of Representatives at a state level.
So that was an Obama era.
So, I think you're right. Yeah, it was Obama or George Bush Jr. I can't really.
It was after George Bush Jr.
They're about the same thing anyway. They did the same things, dude. I mean, let's not sugarcoat this. They're both terrible people, in my opinion. Anyway,
after the fact, yes, for sure.
Yes. So my point is, yes, I've been fighting against this, federal takeover of our government and of our laws for a long time, and it doesn't seem like it does. It doesn't seem like it really matters. And then they twist and turn things because, like I think I said earlier in another podcast when we were talking about BLM and all that, there's a lot of well-meaning people out there that are thinking they're trying to do the right thing, but at the top of this level is corruption, unbelievable corruption that wants to see the fall of the entire American system, the American family value system, and all kinds of other things. And it's like, what's going on here? You got like kids running around there in their diapers.
Nobody wants that. Destroying people's families and value systems.
Can't see how anybody would.
No.
We need to strengthen those things.
As wacky as those kids can get, you can't live without them. They're wild, man. They're wild, man. So, we're here at the top of the hour here, the Wilder Brothers show, and we got some topics we want to talk about. One of the first things I want to bring up is the death of Eddie Van Halen.
Man, that's a sad thing.
A really, really sad thing, because here lately, I haven't always, I've been a Van Halen fan, of course, but not like the biggest Van Halen. But since having Joel, he has a certain rundown of music he likes to listen to during the day, and Van Halen's Jump is like one of his favorite songs.
Well, think about it on a very primitive level. Anybody can understand that song. That's what's so good about the hook of it, especially the time that it came out and everything else. It was really revolutionary if you were growing up in that era, because there was nothing that sounded like that.
It's the song. It's one of the songs that really ended the band's relationship with what's the singer's name on that album?
Eddie Van Halen was a singer, right? Or was it?
Eddie Van Halen is a guitar player. David Lee Roth. It was one of the ones. It was a controversial album, and you can tell in the video.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of tension going on in the video. I started researching into it just here. Actually, the last couple weeks I was researching into.
Why did David Lee Roth not like the?
Well, David Lee Roth was all about the song. Eddie Van Halen and them didn't like it. They had just went into a brand new studio, and they had a new. They fired the original producer, and they kind of took full control of their songs because they wanted to do more cover songs, and it was a big controversy because David Lee Roth was like, "Man, I want to do original songs." They had gotten popular from some cover songs, which did good for them, but they wanted to do their original song.
They did like that song. What did they do? They did a song. What was it? It was a song about love. Not gonna come to me.
Yeah. So
that's what it was. You got me. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and they did that song, which that was an original written song by David Lee Roth and them. And then the producers came in at the last minute and they said, that'll be great for that. Yeah, you really got me now. They came in and plopped that in. They're like, that was supposed to be an original song, but it turned out so popular for him. It did turn out good for him. But there's an interview with Joe Rogan with David Lee Roth, which is really interesting, and it's talking about how that um, Eddie Van Halen and his generation of guys, you know, they're like, when you go to band, you were in a band, you had a challenge for the chair. You know, if you're a second chair and you want to challenge the first chair, you go in front of everybody. That wasn't just everybody gets a trophy generation. This was like, you really have to show yourself up because everybody in the room is watching you and they're really like intent on judging who's going to be the best, you know? And so the big change that he was talking about in their era is the modern studio. And what's interesting about it is originally a guitar player, a drummer, a bass player, they'd come in, they have all their songs written beforehand. So you'd have your intro, your chorus and your solo, and then your breakdown and everything written before the song. But what changed is that in the studio, the newer studio, they found out that you could just go in there and just start riffing like a madman. So Eddie Van Halen, they had these new studios, and then he would just go in there and just start riffing up, and they take like 10 or 15 different rundowns and say, I like this part, this part, and that part, and they cram them all together in the studio. Wow. And then Van Halen would have to go through and say, okay, I've got to learn this from this collage of riffs and solos. So that's how the new age of solo was born through Van Halen in the studio. Is they would take all of these different chunks of these awesome solos, put them into one, and then he would have to learn it for the live show later. So he'd have to go through like listen to it like I did this, did that. And he said that's the difference when you look at the way that the fretwork on the hands on the guitar. So especially Van Halen, you have to be up here, down there, down there, and it'd be going crazy all over the place. And it changed the way that people played guitar from that period on. From way that Eddie Van Halen was one of the first
to create the music from listening to him just playing around and then pieces of it together. What an interesting story, man.
Yeah, see, his dad. Many people don't know his dad was a orchestra musician. He was like one of the best, what do you call it? Classical concert musicians there were in his time period. So he was like some type of a flutist. It was like I don't think it was like
Leopold Van Halen.
Yeah, he did have a name like that. I can't remember his name. I'll try to find it. But he was like one of the most awesome. Their dad was one of the most awesome, concert. Not a pianist, but he was like some type of a flute or something. Wasn't like the flute like this, but one of those,
You played in Jethro Tull?
No, it wasn't that. Yeah, Wade asked that earlier. Was it Jethro Tull? I was like, no, his dad was not Jethro Tull.
Yeah, so awesome it would be. Yeah. Somebody else asked that earlier. Are you serious?
Yes, Wade asked that earlier because
we were out of a 7-year-old.
Because we were talking about it. We were talking about that.
Like 12.
Wade's 11. You're a little bit past 7.
Yeah, somewhere between 7 and 12.
So yeah, I mean, it's just the Eddie Van Halen dying is just a really crazy. It's a sad death of an era
for sure. Salute him. I actually, thought about it, and after you told me that on the phone earlier today, I was like, that man truly did just change the freaking world when he came out. And I remember being a little kid jumping around, probably like that little kid is, back there, to that very song. When it came out, I was that song was 86. Maybe I was 10.
Yeah, around 86 or something like that.
Anyway, I was 8 to 10 years old. I was some little shit jumping around to jump. Like I said, it's on a primitive level. There's nothing like it.
And what's crazy, a lot of their songs are like that, like Panama. They just say Panama a bunch of times.
They just say Panama, but it just sounds good.
Yeah.
Panama. Oh, it's like, all right, we're in Panama. Panama.
The
song.
Can't remember much of the other lyrics.
Oh, what is it? Is there other lyrics to that song? I don't think so.
Loved it. Just loved it.
Love it. One of my favorites.
Yeah, there's a lot of good. They have so many good songs. I didn't really necessarily get into much of the Sammy Hagar, but I mean,
he kept it did their thing, man. I mean, I didn't ever get in. I didn't have enough vested interest in the band to get into controversy. You know what I mean? I didn't think much of them, honestly. When I was growing up, it was all Megadeth and Metallica and
Yeah.
NWA
Some
and
Leonard Skinner in there.
Boys.
You know,
So
some
it was a
Z
whole
Top.
different world. Two Live Crew.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite stories, dude, I have to tell you this story. I don't know if I it, but you always got it something, a carrot, a banana. So it's healthy. It's a healthy choice for you and me. Eat your bananas. All right. So yeah. So I was at Hank's um, reception for his wedding. And he had a DJ. We were out at Caddo Lake. We're outside. And we're dancing around out there, being goofy. There's a DJ play, you know. He's got some of his friends from North Texas there. They're all cool. We're all having a good time doing goofy crap. And all of a sudden, these people come up on a side by side, you know, ATV thing, right? And they're like, "Hey, we heard y'all partying. Y'all care if we come out and hang out?" And we're like, in this place called Uncertain, Texas. There's like the population is like 26 people. And we're like, heck yeah, man, y'all come on out, you know, and they are cool as hell too. And we're all hanging out with them, you know. That one guy, he's an old man, but he's like line dancing and teaching all the girls knew how to line dance. I don't get into that crap, you know me. But all they were all out there, and he was I was like, you're like this guy must be the mayor of Uncertain, Texas. You know, he had some charisma about him. And there was these two people that are kind of hanging back in the back, and I started kind of talking to them. And there was this one girl, and she goes, "Hey, do you think you can get that DJ to play a song for me?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I imagine I could get her to play a song for you. What do you want to hear, man?" She goes, "I want to hear Buckshot by the Two Live Crew." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Ma!" I did that super surprise, like, "Yeah, Ma!" Like I was talking about earlier. Yeah.
You got
like,
it.
well, all right, I guess I'll ask her if she'll play that. And the chick was packing her shit up. And she was like, I said, "Hey, that little girl over there, she's got a request for a song." And she's like, "Well, what is it?" I'm kind of putting everything up. She's like, I was like, "Well, she wants to hear Buckshot by the Two Live Crew." And she goes, "Well, I'm leaving. I'm done, you know." And I was like, "All right, I don't blame you. That's some crazy shit." And we laughed. I went back over there and I actually played it on my phone because they're like, you know what? That is like a song that was a B-side song on an album from 1986. It wasn't even like a very popular song. When
No.
I played that song, that hit girl knew every single word to it. Every single word.
Oh my
Every
god.
word. She knew. She rapped the whole thing, dude. I can't do it because I don't know any of the words because
Yeah.
I'm like,
Give him the balloon. Give it to him. I don't care if he eats it. Give it to him.
so anyway, that was just that's how you just never know who you're dealing with. That's a good example. You just never know. You cannot judge a book by its cover.
Never judge a book by its cover.
Jones, I was expecting, you know, maybe some one of these pop.
So, did you figure out why they named the town Uncertain?
Yeah, dude, that's where there's a lot of Bigfoot sightings in Uncertain, Texas, dude. But that's where they named it.
Because of Bigfoot?
Oh, I don't know why. I don't know why they named it. I'm sorry. There is a bunch of Bigfoot signs there, but I misunderstood what you were saying. I have no idea why they named it. I guess they couldn't figure out a damn name. That's what it sounds like to me. Or maybe it's just because you don't know where the hell you're at and you're uncertain as to where you are. I honestly don't know. But I will tell you this: it's right on the Caddo Lake, and then we got a little Airbnb kind of thing there, and on the swamps out there. I'm gonna tell you, it's one of the most beautiful places you can possibly imagine, man. One of the most beautiful places you can ever see.
Caddo Lake.
Caddo Lake.
Sounds beautiful, man.
Sounds beautiful. It's over there by Uncle Mike's. It's about an hour drive from Uncle Mike's house.
Oh, okay. So it's up there. What's that big lake?
But you would think you were in South Louisiana, dude. It's like a swamp like you ain't ever seen. I'm telling you.
Isn't that right there down the road from his house? That's the largest.
Pull up a picture of it. Pull up a picture of Caddo Lake, man. You can do that.
Give it a shot here. Texas. Oh wow, that is beautiful.
Put it on the screen.
If you can share up, let me see if I can share the screen, skis. Okay, go ahead and share it up for me. You got to do your part.
Yeah, that's right. I got to do multiple participants. There we go. You should be able to do it now. No, it's one of the greatest places I've ever been. and
Hmm.
it's just beautiful out there. Fishing's good. Um, yeah.
Share this. Dude, you see it?
No, I can't. It said you. Oh, there we go.
Wow.
There we go.
Man, it
Yeah.
does. It is beautiful.
That was our view. That one that's like go to the third picture and go down one right there.
This one?
Now it's no. It's that's beautiful in autumn. I
Good
want to
God.
look at all those trees in the back. No, it's kind of right in the middle of the screen over there to the left. Right that one. That was basically our view every morning there. That's got to be right there. That looks exactly like that spot.
It's just gorgeous, man.
Just beautiful through there, dude. It's one of the prettiest places I've ever been.
That's just
Been
beautiful,
all
man.
kinds of places, man. Uncertain Texas is one of the greatest.
You could go up in there and just live it up, man.
Dude, it's a great place, man.
That's kind of what I imagined. When Papa Swallow ran away from home and they
Yeah,
went in the
I
swamp.
thought
That's
about
what I
that when I
imagined.
was out there, Jeffrey. As a matter of fact, as a matter of
I can see Anthony. I can see Anthony
fact,
just living it
climbing up
up.
there getting that Spanish moss.
Yep. Him and Bruce in a little Piro.
Yep,
There he is, man.
yep.
Golly, that's just
No,
beautiful.
it's a
Look at
beautiful
that
place,
boat.
man. And some of the best catfish, there's like a sulfur content to the water there, and the catfish are unbelievably clean and they're just amazingly good. There's a place called the Pines Lodge out there that is the best catfish I've ever eaten in my life. Still to this day.
Oh,
Pines Lodge, something the Pines restaurant. I don't know what the hell it is. Put in Pines, Caddo Lake, or whatever it
the
is.
Pines Lodge. There it is.
Yeah, man, that's the best catfish you can eat in the whole world right there.
Oh, wow.
Right there, dude. It's right on the river. I mean, right on the lake.
You beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Telling you right now.
Wow.
You can't find better catfish in all of the world.
Oh,
If you
I'd
can,
love to go
please,
there.
if you can, please tell me where it's at, because I will go eat there too.
Man. Yeah, if you know a better place, then tell me where it's at.
Please, please tell me where it is, because I've never had better.
Wow. Gorgeous, man.
And it's a beautiful scenery. You got, everybody's kind of
Can't
boats
get
through
over
there. People go up
these
there, get a
boats.
boat, and come out and get them some catfish or whatever.
That just, these,
I've
is
never
that a
seen
town?
that steamboat, man. I don't know much about that. It's just like some little tour thing they're doing or something. I don't know.
Just gorgeous.
Oh, it's a great place, man. Highly recommend it.
Look at the lily pads.
Great
Oh,
fishing,
God.
great great fishing, and just good, man. Good country living, boy.
Get some cypress knees coming out the
Mhm.
swamp right there. Yeah.
It's a pretty place.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I
That's
live
beautiful.
close to that place, me.
Yeah, me.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Well, all right. So Trump got the Rona. What else happened? Shit, all the whole damn White House has got the Rona now. They shut
Oh
down.
man. Okay, this is what my friend Danny, and
I bet I
you know,
know where you're going with this, but
Danny,
go ahead.
Danny's been around for a while, and he don't generally ask me questions like this. So I was really surprised. So he was like, "Well, what if it was a coordinated attack?"
I knew you were going to go there. So
And I was like, wow.
I,
I was
I
like,
don't
Danny,
know.
why? I
I'll
mean,
tell you this. I think he got it at the debate. I think he got it after.
yeah,
Or he might have got it from that Amy Comey Barrett thing.
probably so.
One of the two. And I don't know. Who knows, man?
Just
Maybe
really,
so.
it
Maybe
seemed
they
like a
brought
green
somebody in
place
there. Maybe they
to
knew that
Danny.
this guy had the Rona and they were waiting for somebody to get it and said, "Get over there to Trump." And they got an inside
Well,
plant.
I
I mean, maybe. I don't put anything past the political structure. There's been evidence of that before in history. Smallpox being given to nobility. There's been cases of people getting poisoned, of course, all the time through
mean,
history. Why wouldn't somebody do something like that? I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying it's unlikely.
so we're back on it. So let's see. One really cool here. So I'll pull up this tweet from Elon Musk, which I thought was really cool, because I'm a nerd. I like this. He was showing the Falcon 9, and this is totally awesome, man.
Show me, show me.
Oh, so cool. It is really cool. Let me pull it up, share. The Falcon 9 rockets.
Looks like right.
Here we go.
I give
And
that
it
kid
is.
a banana.
You see it?
Yeah, I'm watching this weird thing here. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to see what it's doing anything. Okay, it blew up.
Yeah.
Looks like right in the center.
So the Falcon 9
I
rocket.
see it now. It's really blurry, but it landed. Yeah, I'd seen them land a rocket a few times. What's that big blimp that's burning up in the sky there?
That is the
Looks
thruster.
like right in the
Oh,
center.
I'm looking at
That's
it
the
all
thrust-
wrong.
Yeah, that's a thruster from the rocket. That's the that's
Looks
the
like it's out in outer space right there.
In the center.
so this was the I think he said the 49th. Let me scroll down. I think he says, yeah, it was like the 49th launch from that same rocket.
Awesome.
So they put more of the Starlink into space. Where was
That's
that?
terrible.
He's
I'm worried about
supposed
that Starlink thing's weird, dude.
to- It is kind of strange.
It's
Roto.
taking up. What was that? It's taking up space. It's taking up stars. Roto White.
It is.
Say goodbye
Roto.
to it. Say goodbye to that toilet paper. Who needs toilet paper when you got Roto White? Wipe your
Roto
butt in
White.
style.
Oh
Not
my
the
God.
old way like an Amish man with a corn cob. No. Use the Robo Wipe.
Oh my gosh.
There's something wrong with you if you don't Robo Wipe.
The
I
leak.
don't want to be implanted with your cybernetic chips.
I don't either, but
I
that is
don't
beautiful.
want to be implanted with your cybernetic chips.
That's beautiful, man. I just think that's just so awesome, man. Gosh.
The only chips I want implanted in me need to be made by Frito-Lay.
Yeah, corn chips. Boom! Exploding into outer space.
Buck Rogers leaves again to go to Venus. Now we are living in the 24th and a half century, man. Some great things going on. It's a blessing and a curse, my friend.
It is. It is. It's worrisome.
Is that fiber weed right there? No. What is this?
It's a drop test from some of a brick. They're building
They got a
bricks.
hemp brick, man. They got this hemp brick. Have you seen that? Look that
I've
up.
seen a few. I've seen a few. Is it the hemp adobe? Which one is it?
No, it's just called hemp brick, and it's made out of hemp, and it's a brick, and it's gonna change the world. Why is that dirty bastard on there?
I don't even. I hate his face, but I hate.
No, I don't even like
I
looking
love
at
to
it.
hate him. I love to hate him.
Looking at that Antichrist looking bastard.
The United Nations had to admit that his vaccine in India sterilized over 500,000 children.
Yeah, it's
And
on
all
purpose.
the
Man. It's on purpose.
All on purpose. All on purpose. That dirty dog. So hemp. You said hemp bricks.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, I've seen a few products. This is a guy from Tesla.
I don't think so. Hemp blocks. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Look at these bastards. Hempcrete. That's it. Hempcrete.
Okay, hempcrete. I've been studying hempcrete even way before the hemp legalization. My favorite product is this hemp adobe.
Okay.
And this guy, I don't know what happened to him. He dropped off a few years ago. And yeah, this is him. And his product is just awesome. He's oh no, what happened to him? It's this guy here. And I'll just pause the video because it's hemp adobe. And he developed, this is 2014, man. I was watching this dude's stuff. He's some type of a scientist, materials scientist, and he came up with these hemp adobe homes. I thought it was ingenious at the time. I thought it was really good stuff. And it's similar. It's a hempcrete product, but he's got a certain type of way to make the fiber and make the outside shell really hard. He was doing like bullet tests and all kinds of awesome stuff on there. I don't know why it hasn't exploded onto the market. Is his site even up anymore?
Doesn't look like it.
Wait, hold on. There it is. Let's see, he's got Adobe Flat. Oh, wow.
Oh, my biocompost construction.
Look at that.
Look at that guy. Looks cool. Is that a slide? No, that's not a slide.
I guess that's part of his monolithic construction.
Wow, look at that crap.
Impact tests. He's got all kinds of good data, really good research.
I'm sure it's a good insulator too.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I think this is one of the more superior products that I've seen through the time. I mean, I ain't gonna mess with the videos quite as much, but yeah, I think it was a great product. I thought it really was.
There you go.
I'll have to contact the guy. I'll have to contact him.
Maybe we can get him on the show.
Dang. Maybe we can get him on the show for sure. Yes, Hemp Adobe. That's a good product.
Adobe.
Hemp Adobe's coming for you. Let's see. So Elon Musk getting that rocket into space. I think that's really exciting.
Good for him. I think that's great for us because we may have to flee this planet soon.
Just positive, very positive news there. Let me see if I can see the top here. Okay. No, I was looking for a really good. There was a really good. Okay, this one right here. This is a good article I was wanting to highlight here. I think this is very much importance here, and no press about this at all. It says Trump declares national emergency backing domestic mining will reduce reliance on China for critical materials.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a win. This is a big win here. I don't think.
Look at that on the left there. It says new rare earth project helps Australia decouple from China's supply reliance. This is a big deal because China owns a vast majority of the lithium mines, and that is a big deal.
Great article. I think it's Epoch Times. I haven't joined
I saw it a second ago.
I have to like pay for a monthly subscription. I ain't gonna do it, but I think that's a great thing for our country. It's only
that's bringing real jobs to America. Those are the things that people, they criticize Trump about being a racist or whatever. That brings jobs for white people, black people, green people. That brings jobs for American people, man.
For everybody.
Everybody can do that.
Most people don't know on a geopolitical level that China has literally been on the warpath to dominate all rare earth mineral mining across the planet.
They are on a warpath to dominate everything in the world, including our press. That's why we're doing this right now.
Whew, that's right. Sure. Dang right.
We'd be doing this if the press actually reported the news right. We have to dig for our news, and I wanted to make sure that everybody else got to see some of the things we look at. And like I always say, this isn't always true. These are just things we research and look at. Epic Times is a great source of news, in my opinion. They'll be demonized. You'll hear every.
Oh, they've been. They've had their studios have been burned down in China. Over and over. Okay, this is.
I didn't know that.
You have you heard about this? Okay, this is a little bit. This is the next big industry. Why did they do that to me? Okay, this is the next biggest industry, really that's coming up in mining or anything, and it has to do with on the bottom of the ocean. There's areas in the deep ocean in between. This is in the Pacific Ocean, where they have these huge fields, and it's these balls of rare earth minerals way down at the bottom of the ocean, and this is the big industry that's coming up. And this is going to be a huge boom in the rare earth minerals mining industries. And you don't have to strip mine. It's just, they're just
1,000 meters, dude. Wow. It sucks up these polymetallic nodules of nickel, cobalt, magnesium, and copper. Bam.
Yes, everything that we use to make batteries, and it's down there on the bottom of the ocean. They're using these probes.
This sounds like the beginning of a horror movie to me.
Well, there have been. Remember that movie we used to watch, Leviathan? Remember Leviathan, the creature from the bottom of the ocean? There was a spaceship they found down there, and it took over the people, and that was creepy.
Yeah, there you go. This is This is going to happen to these guys. I've already seen this movie.
Deep mineral deposits. You got these
Who knows what
polymetallic.
kind of ecological damage we're causing? But hey, we got cell phones.
That's a part. That's something to look at. I mean, as of course, but I mean, if they're sitting on the bottom of the ocean,
It's probably fine.
it's probably fine. I mean, come on,
I know what you mean.
only so much we can do. Come on, man.
Yep, I
Come
need the
on.
copper.
Yeah,
It's just sitting there.
it's just sitting there, just like in Alaska, the original gold rush in Alaska. They weren't mining or digging for gold. They were walking along the beach and picking it up off the sand, man.
That's right.
Huge chunks of gold.
There's an old man that says there's a place like that in Texas with silver. You can just pick it up.
Where?
I don't know. He wouldn't tell me. It's out in South Texas. The old man showed me. I was like,
When
I think
I was a
you're full of
boy.
crap. Yeah, exactly. I think you're full of crap.
That's like Jeremy Shote's grandpa. He was telling me about a treasure that he knows where there's a treasure, and I think it's around Jasper, off the Trinity River.
Okay.
And I started researching it. There's old documentation about the Spaniards had come through, and they had all these jackasses loaded up with silver and
like real jackasses. Okay.
like real jackasses, not any political pundits or nothing.
Okay.
They were loaded up with huge amounts of silver and other types of precious metals and stuff. And what happened was they had to unload them. And what Odie was telling me, Jeremy's grandpa was telling me, is that there was the legend goes that there was a bend in the river and there was a sulfur spring. And when he was a boy, he researched it for a bunch and he figured out where it was.
Huh.
And the reason that nobody had found it is because in between that time period, the river had changed, kind of changed its location a little bit and shifted over, and
Right.
that part of the river was dried up.
So
So
did he find it?
he knows the people's
Well, he
property
said.
that it's on, but he was like, I can't get access to the property.
Dang.
So it's like, so we'll have to hog tie Odie one day to get us and tell us where the hell
He
the-
passed
the-
away, Jeffrey. Odie's.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God. Maybe Jeremy knows.
I doubt it.
He probably didn't listen to Odie.
No, he never did.
At least I kind of know. I kind of
Yeah,
remember.
I'll have to ask Jeremy about that, though. That's interesting.
Jesus Christ. And there's old people have looked for the treasure before. It's kind of neat, kind of cool. But this is a big industry. I feel these undersea little rovers. That's going to be a big industry coming in the
Yeah,
future.
dude, you're onto something there. I'm not going to disagree with you there. What's the name of that company that's making that? Oh, look at that devilish thing.
Wow, look at that big old beak
That's how they
on
make
there.
those underground tunnels the Illuminati live in.
Yeah, Illuminati tunnels, man. That's a whole nother thing,
Yeah,
man.
well, we can go down that dirty road.
Who knows? I mean, that's so crazy.
Dude, there is some interesting stuff. Yeah, I've heard some people on Coast to Coast talking about how they've driven thousands of miles underground and all kinds of things.
These are these are those little blobs, little clumps they find.
Look,
Wow.
but scientists are wary.
I know. I thought you'd be interested in this since y'all are, into.
Yeah, no, that looks like a septarian nodule is what they call that.
Wow.
And it's usually that's got a lot of copper in it though. That's not a septarian nodule, but it looks very similar to it. I don't know what the white is in between there in that picture, but the cross section of it there, that's a lot of copper and iron maybe. I don't know.
Interesting.
It is a weird thing. Look up a septarian nodule and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay, let's see. Septarian with the S.
Septerian. There it is.
Oh, hold on, I miscued.
You did.
Nodule. I got a nodule on my back. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
What?
That's a cool skull, but you see how those septarian
Dude.
nodules are?
They
Yeah.
must have made that out of
Well, of course. That guy's amazing, actually. That guy is an amazing artist. I've seen a lot of work by that guy.
This is
That's-
absolutely beautiful.
No, you should see all the other ones he does. He is amazing. But no, those are beautiful things. I've got a couple of them at the shop.
Wow.
like
Oh,
that
wow.
Yeah, they're amazing. And it's just a bunch of different minerals that are kind of formed together. Microcrystalline quartz, and I can't remember what the yellow stuff. It's mostly quartz.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, they're cool.
There's a geode kind.
Yeah, they basically are geodes. That's why it reminded me like that. You can see how. Oh, look at that. That one on my. Yeah, that is amazing. That.
Oh, what happened? Oh,
Oh, now we're on a Wayfair appliance. We are not. We are not buying that. Look at this.
no,
Lacey. Look at that. No, hold on before you move that. Let Lacey see.
look at
That
this.
one that's got all those. Yeah, that's amazing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's an amazing piece. They did a great
Wow.
job. They got machines that polish and goes into eggshell. I will tell you this: carving something into an egg shape like that is nearly impossible without a machine.
Jeez,
You have to
wow.
have the right type of equipment. It's really cool, though. They did a great job. Whoever's doing
You
that.
are just amazing. Man, look at that.
Most of that stuff comes out of India.
That's a nice art piece there. I mean,
like
it
that.
may not be for everybody, but
$25. Oh,
I mean, come on.
come on. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you want that?
Why wouldn't you?
Good gosh. That's beautiful stuff. Beautiful.
Yeah, I like it.
I could look at this stuff for hours. That's awesome.
No, I bought some of it. I love it.
Septarian nodules.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love it.
All
That's
right.
so
Anyway.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
look at that. Just click
okay,
on that skull. Click on that skull right there. That ASAD. Oh well, it's too late. No,
it'll
no.
go to this page.
Click on that guy's page. He has got so many cool skulls.
Crystal, fine art sculptures, realistic skull.
Look at that crystal skull of the day. A crystal skull of the day. Oh no, he ain't playing. Don't put in no wish list. There's others.
No, and no, I.
Yeah, he's got all kind. Look at that one that's glowing down there. He's amazing.
Oh my goodness,
No, he's a great artist.
dude. Oh, well, no, what?
Yeah, that labradorite one's awesome. At the bottom there for $50. That's pretty cheap.
Look at that. It's, I mean, wow.
Yeah, those are cool. I love labradorite too. It's a feldspar. It's a feldspar, so it reflects light
Dude.
a certain way. If you turn it in a certain light, it'll change color from that dark gray to like that electric blue.
That's beautiful.
See how in different lights, it's different colors.
Those are sold out, man.
Yeah, those are cool.
Good God, that's awesome. That
Yeah,
is
he's
so
good.
cool.
He's a good artist, man. And he does all. He just basically specializes in skulls.
Why not? Everybody loves them.
Yeah, they look cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's got some minerals.
Green.
Wild animal
Some
skulls. Go to
green
that
stuff
wild
there.
animal skulls on the left over there. I want to see that.
Wild cannibal.
Oh well, that's just
Which
jewelry.
one?
We don't sell jewelry. That's not good jewelry. It's terrible jewelry.
Yeah, I mean that's not necessarily yours. You know, that's some goth looking stuff. What? Come on. That's made a. Oh,
It's stuck. Yeah,
is it
that's
showing it?
awesome. Look at that amethyst one. Oh, that's so cool.
It is amethyst. Wow.
I don't know what I'm looking at, boy.
No kidding. Saber-toothed tiger
I like
looking.
that $2,000 one right there. That one's amazing.
Oh my God.
Well, it's amazing though. Oh, that's cool.
Obsidian carved crystal raven.
Yeah, look at that. That's amazing. Anyway, he's got some
Wow.
nice freaking stuff,
That's
man. I haven't even looked at it.
beautiful.
Look at that
Beautiful. Man.
tiger or whatever that is. That's pretty cool.
Gorgeous. Man. All right. So yeah, let's dang. Yeah, we could look at that all day.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and shift into some other matters here. Let's see. I'm looking for this one article. Elon Musk. We looked at that. Look at that mining. The mining was really good.
This is about Epstein.
Okay, so now this is one we might want to just kind of breeze through right quick. New report reveals billionaire Bill Gates, Jeffrey Epstein, and Nobel Committee chair behind Obama's award met in 2013. Now, contrary to what old Billy Boy said here, he didn't have any dealings with Epstein, and now they're over the past year, they've found more and more and more of these secret meetings he was holding, and now they found out that he was. I think this is the new report out of Norway uncovers that former Nobel Committee chair Thorbjorn Jagland denied having met with Jeffrey Epstein, but it turns out he entertained Epstein and billionaire Bill Gates at his Strasbourg residence in 2013.
Uh,
Gates
denies.
denied a friendship. Yes, he did deny the friendship. So, I mean, it just goes to show, I mean, he's lying over and over and over again. He
People don't
released a
care,
shocking.
Jeff. People do not care. We're the crazy ones, not them.
This is the guy who wants to vaccinate every single human being on the planet. And now they have a whole cadre of lawyers who are coming forward, coming up and looking through every country's legislation, every country's constitution, every country's law book, and figuring out ways to force everybody to take their vaccines. Because, I mean, it's the numbers of people nobody wants it. I mean, every time I see an ad for the vaccine,
devil's off the
scare
screen.
the devil's off there. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Well,
Okay.
we really need to do that thing we were talking about. We'll be do some impersonations.
Yeah. We're gonna do a little
Now that
setup.
I got this camera set up right, I think I can figure it out.
I think we can figure it out. We can get a good connection here. So, okay, this is another big gut-busting report for the Biden
What's
campaign.
the ACLU reporting this?
ACLJ.
What is that?
I'm not sure what they stand for. The acronym is, but Senate report reveals Hunter Biden's profiteering during the Obama-Biden administration went further than previously thought, further than they wanted to admit. We knew it. Everybody knows it. Just like old Dinesh D'Souza was saying, the way he explained it is, what they do is Biden will go over there with his son, just like Romney does and McCain does and Kerry does. They get their sons to go over there and they make these deals for them in their name. This wasn't Joe Biden's son getting the money. It's Joe Biden getting the money.
Exactly.
His
Joe
son
Biden-
was getting a little stipend. Yes, but Joe Biden was getting that money.
Yeah.
Make no bones about it. It wasn't his son doing it. They're just trying to find a way
Good
to
point.
pad the criticism by the media and by the general public, because in reality, Joe Biden got that money. He got the 3.5 million from that Russian mayor's wife,
Right.
and
Good point.
he threw Hunter Biden. Yeah, I'll throw you about 500,000 of that, son. And they put that into his campaign funds, whatever nefarious, nasty schemes they've got going on, buying up islands and
Probably right,
bunkers.
dude. Who knows?
That's what Dinesh D'Souza was explaining, is the way that they've done this for generations now.
It's a good
They-
point. They just use their son or use their next generation to kind of proliferate things. And then they
Yes.
oh, my son was doing that. It wasn't me.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, like he ain't getting none of that kitty litter.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
getting
He
money.
said, so he's received all this money from the Ukraine oligarchs, which now, just yesterday, in the Ukraine, they had a big court case, and they said straight out, we bribed Joe Biden.
Yeah, straight up.
100%.
I saw that.
Straight
Oh,
up.
go to Zero Hedge right now. Go to Zero Hedge. I wanted to show you this article earlier. I forgot. Septarian nodules are still for sale. Dang, look at that smoky quartz down there. I wish I'd have found that.
Kidding. Okay.
Oh, look at this. DNI declassifies Brennan notes briefing Obama on intelligence that Hillary Clinton concocted the Trump Russian allegations. So Obama was briefed that Hillary was using that to vilify Trump. And if you go through, there was a big redacted statement and everything else.
Wow. This is all coming out.
And they were trying to distract the public from her use of a private email server. The director of
Mhm.
intelligence, John Ratcliffe, on Tuesday declassified several documents, including a handwritten notes from the former CIA John Brennan after he briefed former President Obama on an alleged plot by Hillary Clinton to tie the then candidate Donald Trump to Russia as a means of distracting the public from her use of a private email server ahead of the 2016 elections, according to Fox. Now, if you go down, it basically gets into John Brennan's notes that were declassified, and it says,
And this
uh,
is hogwash right here. That's
yeah,
not cool.
I know it is what it is, but they basically, it's still, even what they had out there, it said something on notes on Brennan a briefing to plot on alleged Clinton plot to dirty up Trump campaign. And they were talking about, if you look at them, they it does talk about that a little bit in those. So, I mean, yeah, it basically, these are memos, these are freaking little redacted documents that just go on and on. This is getting no press, by the way. I'm
Look
having a
at
look.
this.
Yeah, I like that
Look
part.
at this.
Yeah, it says Clinton
Clinton
spokesman called
spokesperson.
allegations baseless bullshit. However, DNI Ratcliffe said in a statement last week, to be clear, this is not Russian, this is from disinformation, and has not been assessed as such by the intelligence community. Adding, I'll be briefing Congress on the sensitive sources and methods by which it was obtained in the coming days. And once again, he was lying the entire time.
At some point, you look at they're trying to bust them for breaking those 31 phones. Um, they don't want to bring attention to the fact that, okay, they may have destroyed those 31 phones, but all that information is saved on a database in Nevada or San Antonio
or Utah.
and Utah, not Nevada. It's in Utah.
Yeah.
And they could pull that information up at any point. They could, but I think
They know that.
there's a stigma behind there, like we don't want to actually, go forward and do that. Oh no.
And it also takes away from the fact of what was on that server that was so disgusting. So many things about hot dogs and pizza and pepperoni pizzas and all these code words and this. I found a letter. It looks pizza related and stuff like that. From that Podesta guy.
They would leave these little calling cards in places that were code words and weird stuff like
that's
that.
How they knew that's why they knew where they could get them a little kid.
Yes. So Jim Jordan and all these other guys, they are looking to I've heard some of them say, you know what, if it gets too bad, they may just need to have to shut down the FBI and shut down the CIA and shut them all down. And I don't see what other way to do it. If they're destroying information, they need to go in there and say, look,
if our intelligence communities have become completely overrun with corrupt people that are from the top, that are telling good meaning, I think there's a lot of good people in our intelligence communities, but I think there's a lot of corruption. There always has been in any intelligence community. It's just the nature of the beast. But it wouldn't be the first time, once again in history, that you had to get rid of your spies, because they've become too
rotten.
Yeah,
become rotten.
They become rotten. The
so
whole
terrible.
Is rotten.
I think
that way Trump has done some pretty good things.
See, I have fully authorized the total declassification of any and all documents pertaining to the single greatest political crime in American history, the Russian hoax. Likewise, the Hillary Clinton email scandal. No redactions.
Yeah.
He has the power to declassify all this stuff. And I think he should at this point. At this point, I think that he should go through and say, I'm declassifying
I don't
everything.
understand how, if he says that, I guess the CIA is above the president. That's what it says.
How can they be?
And why would a guilty man even say that? You know what I mean? Why would a guilty man even say that? You know?
It's the guilty party who destroys the documents.
That's right.
They blame their opponent of the crime they've committed, just like Goebbels. So I think that the ball is rolling, that the debate, that was the biggest highlight of the debate, is the 3.5 million from the Russians paid to Biden's son. I think that brought more doubt And the people who didn't know, they were start thinking like, what? Why would they be paying Biden's son that money?
That's totally untrue.
That's untrue.
That's been completely unproven.
Debunked.
Debunked.
Bull hockey. Bull hockey.
It's such craziness. You can just say that with no kind of backing evidence. He's like, there's FBI agents that have testified to that. Like, who? Okay, oh no, put them devils back up there.
Who did it? One of my
Look
biggest.
at that, it's in capsule. Look at that hairdo you got going on there. You were really
that was pretty sharp looking. That's pretty
bastard.
Sorry about that. So we've got a few articles I've been getting a lot of good traction on. A California mass mail-in ballot problem. This guy, he owns some. He's a senator or congressman in California, and he owns apartments. And he said he has got the mail in his people that live in his apartments are showing him these ballots. 8 ballots got mailed to the property. 3 of the ballots are for people who lived here. 5 of the ballots are for people who don't live here anymore.
Exactly the problem that I was having with that, and that means anybody can grab those ballots and sign them and mail them back in.
Biden volunteers complaining an astonishing number of Americans think Biden is a pedophile.
How could they complain about that? He couldn't possibly be a pedophile.
So these are people.
Little kid's hair, and talks about his hairy legs, and does all that. Look at that.
Ew. Oh gosh. Okay, so this ties in.
Did you hear something about? He said something. These 2 little girls at that town hall meeting or something.
I just want to see them little girls dancing in 4 years. Ew. Okay, so
he was hoping about 11 they were dancing.
He wants to see them dancing more. He wants to watch them dance.
Cuties. He wants them on that cutie show.
He wants them on that Cuties #2.
Yeah, Cuties too. I heard that Netflix was getting indicted for that show by some Texas. Tyler, Texas? Is that right? I'll be damned.
Good.
Tyler, Texas is indicting Netflix for their child porn.
Good. To heck with them. So this ties into the whole voter fraud here. This is another California story, and this is a little bit older. 4 sentenced for their role in voter fraud scheme that bribed people on Skid Row with money and cigarettes. This is why I was kind of like thinking, there's a big
large-scale scheme, and this was no traction whatsoever.
They got put in prison. They got put in prison for it.
No, there's nobody talking about this. I didn't know about this.
Yeah, they were bribing homeless people with cigarettes and money. That's why I was thinking, you go down there and cozy up to some of those people in those homeless areas there in Austin and ask them, hey, if people come down here asking y'all about voting and stuff, I mean, this, that, and the other, I don't know it'd be kind of dangerous, but I mean, it might be worth the footage. I don't know. So that's an aspect of it that people don't get about these Democratic run cities and why they keep these people in perpetual poverty, because they have these tent cities. They can go down there, and one of the big bonuses of it is they can harvest votes from all these poor people that living in tents because they're desperate. They'll give them a cigarette for their vote, man. It's nasty, disgusting, horrible. Okay, another one. This is one of my biggest posts here. 74 echoes on this post alone. I've had more people send this out than pretty much any post I've made.
This is no traction in the mainstream media.
Dude, this should be on. If they have another debate, this should be a top thing that Trump is screaming and said, look, Biden's Texas political director implicated a massive mail-in ballot harvesting scheme, just like Ilhan Omar, just exactly like what she did. Exactly. And they are going into these nursing homes. So let me show you here the footage from this other article I pulled up. Sheila Jackson Lee, right here. And I try to bring people's attention to this months and months ago. These people got busted. Footage from inside of the nursing home, just like they found Ilhan Omar, their group going into nursing homes, guiding people's hands on the ballot. Sign here, check this box, and I'll take your ballot. They're going in. This is the groundbreaker right here. Okay, so Sheila Jackson Lee. This is the footage.
Sheila Jackson Lee. Well, they want to sell some rocks.
They want to sell some rocks. That's fine. So so Sheila Jackson Lee, it shows the ladies in this lady caught footage of them in there, and this is the ball buster here. They started going through. Says my first thought was to match each voter mailed ballot application with the voter's ballot envelope and compare signatures to find those which may not match. But as I reviewed the documents, something else jumped off the page. Look at there.
Everybody's
32 handwritten applications for mailed ballots, all from different voters, but all written in the exact
See, I know
same
that without even reading
handwriting.
it down, because you can just look at that. That's the same handwriting.
So what she's done is, and they tracked this back to Sheila Jackson Lee's payroll. She had 4 convicted plagiarists, doing this, the scam. They're going in. Is that all 32 returned their application for ballot by mail in the same pre-printed envelope with the same type stamp.
Unbelievable.
Blast, 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 pre-printed. But then I printed out the envelopes which carried their return ballots, and the biggest coincidence of them all jumped off the page. All these voters lived in the same precinct 259. This goes all the way, this Harris County,
All the way back to 2008.
dude, I'm telling you, it goes all the way from the city council all the way up to the mayor. It goes up. They've all committed fraud. This is why Harris County is a big blue dot in the middle of Texas. This is why Austin, Texas is a big blue dot in the side of Texas, because you have chumps like this running around with convicted plagiarists harvesting.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
It's
And
horrible.
this isn't even in the news, man. It's barely
Huge
even
story.
news. I barely heard about this. And I didn't dig this deep though.
It's terrible. It's terrible, terrible. Let me find the part where it says, I filed another public information request and received a handwritten sign-out sheet for persons who had picked up packages of 50 or more applications for mailed ballots in 2018. 2 concerned issues from that list. The first person to pick up multiple applications for ballots by mail in 2018 was the same woman from the 2016 audio tape from that showed up above, who explained how she assessed nursing homes to acquire mailed ballots for candidates. Two of the first 3 persons who picked up multiple applications for ballots by mail 2018 have forgery convictions.
Unbelievable.
This is disgusting. Gloria Palmer, this is the lady. Federal Elections Commission's records show that U.S. Representative, the cheat and the scandalous U.S. Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, she should be in a prison right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Where's Greg Abbott on
She
this?
was the one that was breaking this open. But no, she's
a disgusting Democrat. You should see her district. You look up the pictures of her district, it looks like a third world country. They do just like they do in California. This is what they're doing all over Chicago.
They even got the pay stubs of how they paid them.
Yes, they're paying these people off just like they're doing in Minneapolis with Ilhan Omar. They've got trucks with bags of money. They're going around. They're paying off people for votes. It's disgusting. It's horrible, and they're infiltrating our country. In my opinion, the Democratic Party should be there should be so few Democrats elected right now that they should be basically an extinct, an endangered species in our government right now. Nobody wants them. Nobody likes this crap.
Well, no, nobody. There's a lot of people that do.
Colleen,
good Democrats, and a lot of good people that are liberal-minded people that are good people that think they're doing it, but they're well-meaning idiots to this scam. Not everybody on the left is evil and bad.
No, they're not. They're good people. There's a lot of good people
every day that are. But there's people that will do anything to win, and this is
anything to get to win. See, here it is. Gloria Palmer on the Sheila Jackson Lee, and that's kind of small, but it's a lady named Cherie Harris Fisher, another plagiarist. Colleen Vera alleges that Sheila Jackson Lee's campaign has paid 2 convicted forgers. Instead of 4, it's 2. Gloria Palmer and Cherie Harris Fisher, as recently as February 2020. Records show that Sheila Jackson Lee's vendor Gloria B. Palmer is the same age as Texas convicted forger Gloria B. Palmer.
Well,
Vera alleges that Fisher is also
if that verifies out, that's outrageous. But I know that they arrested that one guy, and they should arrest Sheila Jackson Lee. It looks
They
like.
should. They should. They
Well,
should.
well, I guess that's about it. That's been a little over an hour, I would assume, Jeff.
Maybe so. I mean, that's so. This is a big deal. You know, the ballot harvesting is a terrible problem in our election, and it's got to
Well,
be addressed for sure, man. I appreciate
yeah,
everybody.
I agree. This is exactly the problem that I have with mail-in voting. Absentee voting is one thing, but when you have a mail-in vote that could be manipulated to this drastic amount, and like it happened, apartments, people don't know. They got their old voter registration card. They've moved, especially people that rent. They moved 2 or 3 times. They might have a different address on there, so it's going to get mailed to that address. It happens all the time.
Yes.
I get mail still from people that lived here before me. So that's going to, of course, happen with the mail-in voting. So it's another detriment to it. And people just need to get out there and go to the polls and vote.
And people need to spread the word. You got to share this video out. Let people watch this. Look over this information. Find these articles. Share the video. Like our page. If you like what we're saying, like what we're doing, support us. Send out. Spread the word. We're just trying to do some good. And you know what? We're not so bullheaded that we won't admit that we're wrong. If somebody comes up and says, "Hey, you know what? I found some contradictory information." That's great. It's all part of research and of the community coming together to research. So
that's exactly
like
right.
The page,
that's exactly what I want this to be. So yeah, please leave comments.
It's a good thing.
Let us know if you disagree with us, especially leave a comment. I would love to hear what you have to say. I'm not just like Jeffrey. I'm not married to any of these ideas. I'm just following the money, man.
We're worried about this. And this is
and people need to be talking about these issues more because they're real issues that are being completely downplayed.
And for sure,
so that's what we try to do. Bring the drudges of the internet to your home. So thanks for sharing this. Check us out at encapsulcbd.com. Check me out at texasoutlaw.cbd.com. You can check out my wife at daltondesignsonline.com for fine jewelry.